Hi everyone and welcome to Billy Fitzgerald Golf. And if you're having trouble with the face twisting and hitting it left and hooks and pulls, what I want to do is talk about your left hip through the golf ball. Now, if my left hip stops when I get to impact and the club keeps going, so if I'm facing you down the line, if I get to impact, right, and this left hip stops and the club keeps going down the line, this face is going to turn over quite aggressively and it's going to go left. Okay, so in order to stabilize this face as I swing through, and so the club keeps going on the arc and again square to that arc, this left hip needs to keep turning and rotating. So which is much different than me just pushing back, and it actually, you want to push it back and keep rotating and going around the corner, as some will call it. This is kind of the true essence of clearing. When my left hip gets away from the golf ball, I'm pushing away from the ball to give my arms a little more room. It keeps going, it turns the corner, the handle goes left with it, and the club face keeps stabilizing, and the toe can work up. Again, hence taking the left shot out of play. So what I want you to do to start out with is go to impact, and I'm going to show you what happens if my left hip doesn't move. Okay, so if I go to impact, so just to remind you where impact is, if I set up and then go to impact, which is push my left hip socket out of the way, right, which tilts my shoulders, which pushes my right arm right on the back of the shaft, and my hands go up a little bit, so my left arm and this shaft form a straight line. Okay, so if I just get here and pull that hip out of the way and swing back and hit it, the ball goes left. Why? Well, because my left hip didn't work. Okay, so even with these impact drills that you're doing, you can start to kind of feel what we want with these little situations or these little nuances in the swing. So again, when you're working with impact, there's a couple different things that you want to make sure that's happening, because we're not making a full swing. When you swing the club back, okay, we'll go to impact. When you swing the club back, it is a little from the inside. Probably a little more inside than you normally would, because we're practicing coming into the ball. I don't have enough room to reroute the club to the inside, so it's a little more to the inside or on the arc pertaining coming into the ball or on the downswing. Okay, the second thing, once I get to impact and I'm doing my impact drill, this left hip isn't done yet. It needs to keep turning the corner, keep going left with the handle and the face of the club. So if we do a practice one, we'll get into impact. Okay, so again, you can see how that club is coming from the inside. This right arm and this shaft, right, is acting as one unit, line of compression. And now as I start to go through it, through impact, now my left hip starts to work, and now the handle can go left, and the face can stay square to the line, and the face can go left, so it stays on the arc. If the club goes straight down the line, it's left the arc and it's what's called behind, so the face is going to flip because it's behind and because of the momentum. The momentum in the face has sped up because the momentum in my hip has stopped. So again, a couple little ones here. Impact from the inside, turn your hip. So you start to get a relationship feel of how your left hip and your line of compression, this right arm, work. So if I just do a little one here, get ready to go to impact, back, and then keep my left hip turning so the handle goes left and the face stays square and the ball will go straight. So that's the first thing I want you to do, is start to hit a few where you can feel all those things. I mean, that's probably one of the best ways to build a swing, from impact back. You start to feel how it feels coming into the ball, and you start to feel how it feels on the exit. So again, another one, go to impact, starting to feel what it's like to come into the ball, and now I start to feel how my left hip socket works and pushes back, and it keeps turning the corner, and my handle goes with it. So again, impact, back, and how the handle keeps going around, and the face and the toe of the club stays out here. Now what I want you to do is start to mimic that. So we'll start to build on that swing. We'll start to have a little bit bigger swing now. Okay, so we're going to go to impact first. Impact. Okay, and start to feel these little nuances here. How the club comes into the ball and how my left hip works left and the handle works left. Now I'll make a little bit bigger swing and start to feel that. Get ready to go. Feel my impact, how it gets me into the ball, and left hip going left and handle going left. So it's probably a little bit more than half swing, and keep working your way up. So again, starting with impact, you start to feel these little swings, how they work, how this left hip and this right arm start to match up, and this doesn't, the golf club and this hip, everything doesn't end at impact. If it does, if everything stops and the club keeps going, the face is going to flip over and turn over. So if you're dealing with hooks, this is a great way to try to get your golf ball more under control. Is after impact, this left hip keeps moving, the handle keeps going left, and the face of the club goes up the arc, and the toe stops from flipping over. So again, down the line, starting to feel, we get to impact, starting to feel how it's coming in from the inside into impact. My left hip gets out of the way, the handle works left, and the face of the club, the toe works up. The opposite of that would be me getting into impact, this stopping, my hands keep moving down the line, and the face flipping. So again, this is a quick, easy way. This is how I would start every day when I would warm up and kind of recalibrate your swing. Is go right to impact, start to feel the path into the ball and the exit, and then start to branch out and work your way out. Especially if you're having trouble hooking it, make sure that left hip keeps moving, stabilizing the face. I think it's going to get your ball under a lot more control, take some stress out of that driver, or with any club, and have you hitting more greens and more fairways. So I hope this helps, and we'll see you on the course. Hi everyone, like and subscribe to my channel, Billy Fitzgerald Golf, for all tips on golf. If you'd like a live lesson or want to send me a message, visit me at billyfitzgeraldgolf.com.